What's going on, everybody? This is Stephen Koss for Current Vista Productions, and in this video I'm going to show you some common gospel progressions and view them through the lens of jazz. So stick around for this video. It's going to be a good one, and let's get straight to it. So for those of you who don't know me, I grew up playing gospel music in a church that I grew up in. So I've been playing gospel music, I had stopped playing it because I had left the church, but I had played it, my whole life. I played saxophone and piano. Some of these common progressions you might relate to, and let's view them, like I said earlier, through the lens of jazz. And let's take that first progression that I did, that I played earlier. And let's make it a little bit jazzier. So let's check it out. So let me show it to you slowly, and then we can start adding some modifications to it. So here's what it is. Starts off with an F. You could also start off with an F7, then F over A, B flat, B diminished, F over C, D7, E flat 7, E7, back to F7. So that is the lick. Here's what it sounds like whenever you play it in time, more or less. So this is a very common gospel progression that you'll find usually used as a transition from either one verse to the chorus, chorus to the verse, chorus to the bridge. It's just a very good transitional material. So let's modify it, okay? What we're going to do is we're going to take the very end of that progression where we start on that D7 right here. So these D7 chords are really nice. These series of dominant seventh chords are really nice, and they're easy to modify. So here's what our original ending part was. And by the way, when you go from D7 and walk it up to F7, we call that planing. And I actually have a really good video on that. 2 videos before this one, I believe. You should check it out. So we're going to take that D7, and then we're going to walk it back up to F7. So now let's modify it. Let's change the D7 to A. Basically, we're just going to do a D7 sus4. And we're going to walk that up to our F7. So let's check it out. And that's the ending progression right there. So when you put it all together in context, I'll play it slow, and then I'll play it fast. Here we go. This would be great for an ending or like for a big dramatic moment where it pauses. So let me show you how I voice that. I'm basically doing kind of like a G over D. And so that G is the sus4. We're adding the 13, and then we're back up to the root. But what I do is I add the 7th in there. So it's kind of like this little cluster chord on top of our D. So here's the original, and we're changing it to this. And then from here, you're planing it back up. And if you want to, you could just resolve it from there. Right, resolving it just to our regular F7. So in context, so that is one variation you can do on that. Let's take it to another level. On this F7 chord right here, that's our starting point, right? Our next chord is F over A, but we can change this to a G major 7 over A. Technically a G major 9. Let's stick with the G major 7 so we don't have to extend our pinky so far. Here's what it sounds like with what I'm going for. what I'm doing there is playing our F chord, a G over A, and from here, I'm planing it up to our C chord. G over A flat over B flat, A over B, A major over B, to B flat major over C. And then we apply that previous concept we learned. D7 sus, E flat sus, E7 sus, to F sus, or F dominant. So let me play it one more time. Try that again. Let me play it slowly one more time again. So it's a really nice little addition you can add. Just keep in mind your vocals, because again, gospel music, as you know, is primarily a vocal music. The instruments do come secondary, but we want to add to those vocals too by using some of these extended tones that we've been adding to our chords. So try it out, see if it works. Now, this common progression, this walking up, I mean, that's even in like whenever they do the fast, praise dance. It also very much sounds like Mario Kart Wario, the original Wario Stadium. But that type of intensity where we have that walking bass line is important in gospel music. What I was saying is that bass line, you can alter that to other types of, that chord progression you can alter to other types of chord progressions that are similar to the one I just played. So for instance, one that goes like this. Let me try that again. That is very similar to the one we did before, right? Let me play it again. Slowly. So that progression has the same walk up, F over A, B flat, B diminished, F over C, except you're ending it with the C alt chord right here. And then that C alt chord, and if you don't know what an alt chord is, basically either a combination of flat 9, sharp 9, or a flat 5 or sharp 5. So any combination more or less of those notes. C alt to an F9, F13, whatever. So let's take some of those other progressions that we did earlier. So instead of the F over A, what did we do earlier for the one that went? We put a G over A. And so this sounds really good when you do it like this. And it sounds good because using all these extended tones and doing a walk up with it, it has a natural tendency to push the energy forward. Right? So what I'm doing there is, again, the beginning lick, right? G over A, A flat over B flat, A over B, C over B flat, to C alt chord. That sounds real nice. Another thing you could do too, so when you do that walk up, instead of doing a G over A, just do an A sus. Walk it up to C sus, and then end with your alt chord. That's another great way. Let me play that slowly for you. That's a great F13 chord. You should learn that one in all 12 keys, which, by the way, the video before this, I take some jazz chords and how I practice jazz chords in all 12 keys. Check out that video earlier. And, here is another, I think this would be a great tip, like ending tip for this video. And that is, anytime you end on an alt chord, depending on what your vocals are, usually the vocals, whenever you have an alt chord, such as that C7 alt I was playing earlier, usually the vocals are like pretty much way up here. And then they end usually in triadic harmony. Something like that. If you could have your vocals adjust, or if you don't even have any vocals, even better. But if you can have your vocals adjust to this chord, it'd be nice. So you do that same walk up. And then instead of your C7 alt, you're going to add an E major 7 over F sharp. Then to the F13, F dominant, whatever, right? So in context, and I could always voice that better, right? If I had a bass player with me. Many different ways you can voice it. And if you don't have the F sharp over it, just sounds like a big E major 7 to F7. But when you add the F sharp, it can create a lot, just that little bit of extra edge you can put inside of your gospel music and whatnot. So, all right, everybody, I hope you enjoyed the video. And I know that some of those progressions were pretty complicated. Gospel music, just by nature, is a complicated music. It can be simultaneously both simple and complicated in a one given song, both requiring minimal amount of musical knowledge all the way to a great amount of musical knowledge. So, and this idea of modifying these chords should be done with, at least in the spirit of the music. If you know what I mean by that, is to never add any modifications just for the sake of modifications, just for the sake of sounding like you have some fat, juicy chords. But everybody wants fat, juicy chords. Let's just be honest with ourselves. We want our piano playing to sound good. So if this video helped you, like and subscribe. If not, no worries. And check out my other videos. I've got other tutorials up on my channel. So this is Stephen Koss for Current Vista Productions signing out, and I hope you have an awesome day. Take care.